And good morning. Welcome to Today at the Races, presented by Fidelity First, along with Keith Fustel, our odds maker. I'm Stanton Salter, and we welcome in the new face to the Maryland Jockey Club here at Laurel Park. Naomi Tucker was on the job yesterday, her first official day. You saw her in the paddock. You saw her on set. You saw her giving out some winners, some good information from the paddock. Good to have you aboard. Yesterday was your first day. How'd it go?
I think it went pretty well. I mean, as first days come, I think I survived.
You did. You're here. You're here the second day, and she'll give us some international wisdom, and we'll try to hone her in on the Maryland circuit here, Keith.
And I think it's a plus too, having somebody down in the paddock as you'll go down there sometimes and examine the horses. I have no clue what I'm looking at. I've been doing this for a long, long time, so that's going to give me a little extra help right before I head over to the windows and make those bets. But glad to have you along, part of the team, and looking for anything that you can bring to the table. And she already, she's got us beat, Stan. She's already got a couple winners yesterday. So, yeah.
Well, there's a winner every race, and nobody's hotter than trainer Carlos Mencia. He had a 2-win day yesterday, including the feature. How about Factored In? That's a nice 4-year-old colt by the Factor. That was he was stepping up to a 2 other than, or 3 other than yesterday. 2 other than, I think. He was stepping up to a 2 other than for Carlos Mencia. Beautiful ride by Fergal Lynch.
Yeah, he got the duel in front of him, and he showed a new dimension last time out. He was able to save ground. He had a perfect trip off of a contested pace, and then got the same kind of trip again today. You talked about it. Your top horse, you were a little upset with the ride. Maybe moved a little too soon.
Yeah.
Got engaged in that battle up front, which really set it up. But Carlos Mencia, Claudio Gonzalez may want to look in the rearview mirror.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the way things are going, this is unbelievable. The way he's rocking and rolling right now in Maryland. So he and the owner, Jeffries, this is good. A lot of years they put a lot of time, a lot of money into the game, and now it's paying off.
Yep. All right, so that was yesterday. We have a nice carryover in that 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. That's going to start race 3 today on the 8-race program. There it is, a little over 2,900. Tim Tulloch will have a ticket for that. You can study that ticket, all of our tickets and picks for today on the website, laurelpark.com, underneath the handicapping section. Also a nice press release about Jerry Robb, who had a good day yesterday. Jerry Robb nearing 2,000 wins. Nice press release about Jerry Robb and yesterday on the website, laurelpark.com. Also, update here on the Stronach 5. We're not. Due to the cancellation of Golden Gate Fields today, we have decided to cancel the Stronach 5 today. So no Stronach 5 today. That will resume hopefully next Friday, so that's not going anywhere. Big weekend here, in the whole country and the whole world, and you can watch the big game right here this Sunday. Game starts at 6:30, but we open up, 11:30. We'll have all the simulcast action from coast to coast Sunday afternoon. You can bet horse racing. You can bet the football game as well. Kansas City Chiefs, the San Francisco 49ers. Keith, who do you like? We have the $3,000 big game pick'em contest, a bunch of prop bets that Sal Sinatra came up for that.
I don't have a strong opinion. I do think it's going to be a good game, maybe a 3 to 6 point final score. The difference, I'm not rooting for any real particular team. I don't have a battle, but I've got some other things involved, some other monetary endeavors, you would say. So we'll root for that. And the props, that's the biggest thing about the big game, I guess, is every play almost it impacts everything for what the kind of action that we're going to have for you with the prop bets on Sunday.
All right. Have you studied up on your Super Bowl yet?
Well, I actually had a look the other day, but I must say I think I'm going to stick to horses.
Okay.
But I was saying on Twitter before, I'm going to sit there, I'm going to watch it, and I need someone to come and explain to me what I'm looking at, and then I'll explain horse racing to them. So I think we got a great deal going on here.
We'll have a good crowd. You can watch all the action on that 75-foot LED wall in the sports book. Grab a couch, grab a table. Sam, the bartender, will be there. There'll be some food and drink specials. So big action, all the action this Sunday in the sports book right here at Laurel Park. Big Super Stakes Saturday coming up in February. Let's show you what's coming up. Our Winter Stakes Carnival. We have 5 top stake races Saturday, February 15th. We have the Grade 3 Run Happy Barbara Fritchie, the Grade 3 General George, and the John B. Campbell, the Miracle Wood and Wide Country for 3-year-olds. A big Super Stakes Saturday, February 15th. Our Sprint Fest Winter Stakes, always a big weekend. That's President's Day weekend in February.
And speaking of Jerry Robb and everything, on the go back, right? Little Bull General George.
Sure.
Maybe. I mean, it's some recent runnings. Paige McKinney. So we've got a lot of really good horses there for that particular afternoon. I'm sure that the racing office, Coley and everybody else involved is going to put together a really good card and hopefully a very good betting card, because that's the key for us here. We want to make some money at these races. That's why you're talking, Naomi, about the Super Bowl. A little bit better value day in and day out here at the racetrack. So, yeah, you're right. Keep your money here going through the windows.
And we'll have a nice Maryland Jockey Club hat giveaway for the Sprint Fest Winter Carnival. Fun for the whole family. Kids winter crafts, face painting, live ice sculpting demo is really one of our top weekends of the whole year. So you'll have your first taste of a big super stake Saturday here at Laurel Park on our Winter Carnival coming up.
Well, I'm very much looking forward to it, especially actually the 3-year-old stakes races coming up. You mentioned John Campbell and the Woodward Park, sorry, Miraclewood.
Mm-hmm.
And no, for me, it's. I feel like there's a lot of talent here that I haven't seen yet. So those 3-year-olds coming out, I can't wait.
Yep. All right. So that's coming up in February. Of course, we're all getting ready for Preakness 145. Tickets on sale now for the middle jewel of the Triples Crown, the People's Race, the People's Party. Preakness 145, Saturday, May 16th. Black Eyed Susan Day is the day before. Preakness.com for all your tickets and information. So that's coming up in May. Let's get right to it today. Let's show you a picture of the main track. Beautiful weather and beautiful conditions. Once again this afternoon, we had beautiful weather yesterday. Here's the conditions today. Temperature 32 degrees, winds north at 4.6 miles per hour, a little overcast, but no rain, no dampness in the air. A beautiful winter day. Looks like they're working on the track, and that'll be a perfect fair play and fast track this afternoon.
As it was yesterday.
Yep.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, so here we go. Race 1, no rolling super high 5 in the opener. That's going to start in race 2, but race 1 kicks off the popular early pick 5 with that mandatory payout. Industry low, 12% takeout on all the pick 5s here at the Maryland Jockey Club at Laurel Park. Let's take a look here at my early pick 5. I have two $48 tickets for the pick 5s today. I go 4 deep here in race 1. I use the 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe I can get a price home with the 3 Queen of Calls at 4 to 1. Let's see, and that's my best price here in the opener. The 3 Queen of Calls at 4 to 1. That horse, it looks like, might be opening up your early favorite. So I'm going 4 deep here in the first couple races. My single comes in race 4. That's our nice big upper level allowance feature of the day. I single on the Scott Lake horse there, the 6 Senior Investment. That's a nice 7-2 single I have for you in race 4. Then race 5, Brooks Robinson's going to be tough, the 7, but it's got a 10-pound bug boy on him. So I'll also use the 6 Day the Music Died.
Yeah, I tell you, pick 5 yesterday, the early pick 5. How about this payout? $9.56. Your biggest winner, am I looking at it right? $9.80. I mean, we were all over the horses pretty much every race. We had them lined up, so it pays to jump in on the pick 5s with the 12% industry low takeout. Stan, I think this is a really good betting card all the way through.
Phenomenal card.
Yeah, no real slam dunk singles along the way. So jump right in and maybe kind of spread yourself out, play some pick 3s. Try them all, pick 3s, pick 4s, and pick 5s. But it is a good betting card on tap.
Yeah, we have 4 big allowance races today. Nice maiden special weight in the second race. A nice, great card tomorrow as well. A bunch of nice allowance races. We have a couple monster favorites tomorrow. The Todd Pletcher horse in that maiden special weight early race 3, and then the Trombetta Country Life Farm horse. Let's Play 9. Those are going to be 2 monster favorites on our Saturday card tomorrow. But let's get right to it here in race 1. Race 1, we're going a flat mile, claiming 12,500 3-year-old fillies. I go with the 4 on top, Naomi. She's your 8-5 morning line favorite for Brittany Russell. The Russell Barn won the opener yesterday. You're getting 5 pounds off with the bug Victor Rosales on this filly by Palace. A decent maiden, scored 2 back and ran okay last out, going 6 furlongs. Now they stretch out to a mile for the first time today. I think this horse is going to show speed and be on the front end with a nice lightweight assignment of 112.
Well, that was exactly what I had as well. I think she can go to the front. She can dictate it from there. She closed in good enough last time out, and Brittany Russell has had a phenomenal year and is continuing to do so. I think she's going to probably have Queen of Calls on her inside. I think that really sets up well for her. I have her second here after Dear John Letter because it's a tricky race, and I understand why you went 4 deep for your pick 5 there, because it can play out good for a lot of the horses in here, but Amphitrite definitely have a very strong chance here.
All right, so it looks like we like the same 4 here. We have a video spotlight on the 5, Dear John Letter. First off, the claim for trainer Scott Lake. Let's take a look at the debut back in November at Churchill. Maiden 15,000, Dear John Letter, the 6th horse this day, Keith.
Yeah, for maiden 15, dropped down and was claimed over at Turfway off of that big score. But this particular day wasn't a bad effort. Caught wide around the turn, makes a move up to contention. Top of the stretch, really just doesn't follow through. But the key here, long-legged Vern came back to run well at Laurel. Ran okay out of that race. I think ran a 51. So got some good experience in that debut. Dropped down and got it done. You see maybe a little bit of a wing action there in that front left, but a little flattening out. So back to this level with some speed to target. Dear John Letter certainly looks like a threat from off the pace. I think Queen of Calls might steal it. And I said that I look back at that December 27th race. Those internals awfully quick. Comparatively to maiden special weight 2-year-old fillies that day, the internals that for the special weight was 24-2, 49-3. These horses went 23-3, 47-3. She was rocking and rolling on the front end. Amphitrite, the 4, I think she can rate. She showed the ability last time, was very willing to the wire. Maybe these two can kind of control it up top. I'll toss in Wicked T as well. Carlos Mencia factor trouble. Checked pretty sharply, leaving the 5/8 pole last time out in that race with the 4 Amphitrite. So I think breeding suggests this horse can stretch out a little bit too.
All right, so it looks like we all like the same 4 3-year-old fillies here in the opening. We all have different horses on top here in race 1 to kick off the early pick 5. Let's turn the page. Race 2, one of our features of the day, a monster maiden special weight to kick off the early pick 4. Naomi, you have an early pick 4 ticket. Let's check it out and see. And we also kick off the rolling super high 5 in race 2. We'll have a carryover in that to get you going for the afternoon. A little shy of 600 in that rolling super high 5. That bet features a low 15% takeout. We also kick off the early pick 4 here in race 2. Here's Naomi's ticket.
Yeah, I went 3 deep in this race. It's a great maiden special. I'm very much looking forward to seeing these in the paddock because anything can kind of happen. We got some well-bred fillies in here. Mona Luna by Uncle Mo. I personally really liked Virginia Beach. I felt that her works were really good, and have been told by the clockers that she actually looked a bit more impressive than stablemate Mona Luna.
Okay.
So anything can happen in here, and I hence went 3 deep. I went for the third leg. I went 2 deep here, the 2 and the 4. I had Little Miss Railing and Bunting coming out of the same race. I thought Little Miss Railing really, nice up front, clean break, clean trip. Didn't close as much on the rail, and hence obviously Bunting did a little bit better there. But those 2, I feel, are going to be the two in this race. And then I singled in race 5, and I felt like that was a bit sort of a gutsy move. I'm not sure it's going to pay off, but I really wanted to because basically Data Music died. I'm looking at that last piece of work, 46 flat over 4 at Pimlico. I mean, that is fast.
That's very quick.
I'm going on that thinking that is incredibly fast, and he was outside the last race, joined the lead, cleared away, was comfortable, and this fast crowd will suit him even better. So let's go.
All right, here we go. Yeah. So an early pick 4 starts in race 2. Nice maiden special weight going 6 furlongs for straight 3-year-old fillies. My top pick, this filly is your morning line favorite at 5-2. The 4 Mona Luna is going to take a bunch of money. She is an awfully well-bred filly for trainer Mike Trombetta and owner breeders Dorsey Brown and Richard Palmer. This filly's by Uncle Mo. Now, Brown and Palmer, they had the second dam. They've had this whole family. The second dam made $159,000. The dam Luna Time by Malibu Moon, she was 4 for 9, 8 for 8 in the money on the dirt. She won her second start going 9 furlongs at Saratoga. She won the Grade 3 Obia at Delaware going 9 furlongs. So this filly comes from a real nice family. They went to a major league sire in Uncle Mo. The works are right here at Laurel Park. She doesn't have to ship for the debut. You get Pimentel. So I go with the 4 Mona Luna on top here, Naomi.
Okay.
Well, I agree with you there. Obviously, very well bred. According to what I've seen so far, she seems on the bigger side, so I'm looking forward to actually seeing her in the paddock. And what you said before, the dam won over 9 furlongs, second time of asking it at Saratoga. So I'm thinking 6 furlong might be a little bit sharp for her here. It's a nice way to start out. Do I think she's going to be the winner per se? Not really. Hence, I went with the number 6, Virginia Beach, who also has a nice side in Trailing Candy. She could be a little bit quicker than her stablemate, at least, from what I've seen so far on the track. And her dam was unraced, but her half-brother broke the maiden over a mount, 20 grand claimer. So that doesn't give me too much, but just looking at the works, I like the way she's set up here.
All right, Virginia. I used to live in Virginia Beach, nice town. So Country Life Farm owns that filly. Keith, you have the 5 on top here, Determined Heart for Schoenthal, filly by Mr. Speaker. They paid $63,000 for this girl as a yearling.
Yeah, and you think Mr. Speaker, I think maybe turf, but he's done okay. The dirt runners, they're about 19%, especially sprinting, so I'm fine with that. And this horse has a debut winner. Might just slip away to big price here with these, you're going to go to the Country Life. He's going to bring the money in on the John Battle First of Virginia Beach. Mona Luna is going to get plenty of play. Maybe this is the sneaky one that goes in there and gets the job done. 4 winning siblings, including a 14-time winner in the family, so they've made money. They've won a lot of races. Take a shot at a price, but I do respect Mona Luna. I think she might be a good one, looking at that breeding, especially, as you said, maybe moving forward, going long. That damn Luna Time, I think that was a Grand Motion horse that ran around here.
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken.
Motion train Luna Time. Rodney Jenkins trained the second dam. It's been under the whole Brown and Palmer's had the whole family. So this filly, the Ford Mona Luna, is going to be well backed at the windows. Now the 2-6 Society for trainer Dale Capuano, who's won almost 3,500 races. This filly's by Society's chairman. I had no idea who that was. I had to look it up. Roger Atfield trained the sire, made about $800,000 all turf, graded stakes runner up in Canada. So this horse might want the turf, but the dam was solid. The dam was 5 for 6 in the money, made over $100,000. Dale's going to have this horse well prepared with a bunch of works, gate works, the whole 9 yards, and you're getting 7 pounds off with the bug Alberto Burgos, who had a nice win yesterday for Claudio.
I agree. The 7 pound really does help. Her dam stakes placed over 7 furlongs. I've seen her work, and I do think she really tries, but her last work was actually set, and she kind of got left behind. So first time out, I'm not that keen on her.
All right. Any other sleepers that are laying in the weeds? How about Flint Stites with Deco Strong on the inside?
Yeah, Lone Sib, the race was Decoupage, who I think is another one we saw run around here. 3 for 14, made $79,000. Ran okay, got up close to an 80 buyer figure, all sprinting. So, yeah, I think Deco Strong, main to be a sprinter, strong mandates. They're okay first out of the box, not terrible. So, interesting little race here, shorter field. Looks like we might have a quality filly or two on our hands moving forward.
Yeah, the 7 Full Moon Bay, who you have, we don't use, but she's by Malibu Moon. She showed speed in debut. She went off the favorite in debut up there at Penn, maiden special weight. They're getting weight off. Wisman went up the Penn National to ride the horse up there, and now you're getting blinkers on, good outside post, weight off, so the 7 could be dangerous here.
Certainly. Could be part of the paceful along with the 3 Seville Sangria. Out of that race, Combat Queen won here. Be Quiet Imagination with an okay buyer of a 59. So kind of wide open. Maybe the tote board will tell you a little bit with some of these first-time starters.
All right, so a real nice maiden special weight. This has to be one of the nicest maiden special weights in the country today, right here at Laurel Park in race 2. Let's turn the page. The 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6 starts in race 3. Nice carryover, a little over 2,900. Tim Tulloch has a ticket for it. Let's check out his ticket, see how he plays it. $38.40 play, very affordable ticket. He's 4 deep in races 3 and 4. He has a single in race 5. That's a nice allowance race going 6 furlongs. He singles there on the 7. Brooks Robinson, that's going to be your favorite there in race 5. Then he has another single in race 7. That's a nice open 8,000 claimer going 5.5 furlongs. He singles there on the dropper. No, okay, that's the 8. It's the Journey. He's taking a big drop for Trombetta. He singles on the 7 though. Midnight Cry 4-1, first off the claim for Claudio with Victor Rosales.
And it gets a major assist in that race as the late scratch, the 6 Hide to Candy, who was going to be part of that flow up front, comes out. So Midnight Cry, awfully dangerous, may be able to clear this field, shake free of swing step. First time in the barn of Claudio Gonzalez. They never win, do they?
Yeah. All right, so there's Tim's ticket. You can study his ticket online, laurelpark.com, underneath the handicapping section. Here we go. Race 3 is a start of 1, 2, 3. Three real nice allowance races. Races 3, 4, and 5 to kick off the pick 6. Race 3, we're going 6 furlongs. Nice Maryland bred. First level allowance condition for filly mares 4 and up. Let's start here with the 2. Keith, your top pick. Little Miss Raylan, 4-1 morning line. Trevor McCarthy rides this filly by Super 99 for Cal Lynch. First start in the Cal Lynch barn. Let's show you her last race, January 1st of this year, coming off a year layoff right here at Laurel Park.
Yeah, and it's the right thing to do, right? The Maryland bred keeper here, so she doesn't have to ship down, and she does not really disgrace herself at all. Off of a lengthy layoff, goes through a torrid pace, 22 and 2:45 and 4, battling on the front end with You Made It. And I tell you, just the slightest of fades to the final eighth of a mile, yet Bunting gets the perfect trip, sitting 3 wide off of that duel, makes the lead, but just can't hold on. I tell you, I think Little Miss Raylan coming back, looking at this field, she's the speed of the speed again with experience under her belt. That race right there, I think it's going to take her a little bit further this afternoon. Bunting, a little bit of a hang there. Should have won that race.
All right, so the 2 is going to be tough here for Cal Lynch. The 4, Bunting, who's coming out of the same race, going to be tough for Rodney. I go with a price play on top. Keith, you like this filly a little bit.
Yeah.
The 6, Snippety, 6-year-old mare by Great Notion for the Merriman family. She's running second off the layoff today. The comeback wasn't that bad at all. Mid-January here at Laurel Park, going 6 furlongs against open 16,000. That's a tough condition here in Maryland. Had some trouble at the half-mile pole. Had to steady. Still a good third. This horse ran a real big number at Pimlico back in May of 2019. Ran a 71 buyer that day. Beat a couple next out winners. I think if Snippety can get back to that form today, second off the layoff, should get a nice trip on the outside with Ricardo Chappie. So I'll take a shot with a 12-1 shot on top here with the 6, Snippety.
And I told Naomi I would go through kind of my bias days, and the 17th was one of them. Speed inside was very good. Busting the Please rocketed to the front. I like the heart that she showed just to be able to come back against the grain of the racetrack. Had that early trouble and a protect move right now. So, yeah, maybe as a user to come in from off the pace, Snippety. Eddie Merriman doesn't run a lot of horses, but we talked about it before. Quality horseman can get the job done. And Snippety at 10, 12-1. I think it's a user in your exactas.
All right, we all like the 4. Naomi, you have the 4, Bunting on top. Victor Carrasco, big milestone win last week, and he's the regular go-to rider here for Rodney Jenkins. And this filly by Bandbox, she ran a real big race last out. You saw there in the video.
I very much like that last race. And I did think she kind of got the run of the race a little bit. She was close to the speed, and she was produced at exactly the right time. So in a way, I kind of wanted to downgrade her from that, but I did still like it, and she showed good gate speed as well. I like the way she set up the works here at Laurel. She's been working the last time out the 24th of January, especially over this distance. I like it when they have a work close to a sprinting race, and I think that was something that I didn't like, for example, about the number 6, Snippety, that I was wondering, okay, the last work was the 7th, then had a race on the 17th. I like to see them get a bit of a pipe opener a week before.
All right, well, Bunting, real sharp, 47-4, January 24th. So Rodney has the 4. She's going to be your favorite. Bunting, she's sitting on a big race. Nice allowance race here to kick off the pick 6.
We're we're trying to roll through these, but Ella Nation, who I made 9-5 favorite, just based on those glaring numbers the last two. Now Bunting could be the favorite in here, but Ella Nation, look at this improvement. Turf numbers, even synthetic numbers, just goes up in wins and gallops. Might get a little set up again, but she hasn't run that fast on the dirt. She has won on the dirt. Let's see, but you might get a little bit of value with Bunting if the people just kind of jump and see those 2 big gaudy 84s staring right at them.
All right, so we all used the 9-5 favorite third. You're right; those 84 buyers jump off the page at you, but that was turf and synthetic. Can she duplicate that today on the main track? Well, that's a big question for the favorite here in race 3.
Oh, Miguel Vera, he's pulled off some shots. This is going to be a shorter price. When he brings horses to Maryland, they usually perform.
Yep. All right, let's turn the page here. Race 4 is our big feature of the day, a monster third-level allowance condition, optional claiming $50,000. We're going a mile and a 16th to kick off the late pick 5 here in race 4. No carryover. They hit it yesterday, but as always, that industry low 12% takeout on all the pick 5s here at the Maryland Jockey Club. Let's check out my late pick 5 ticket, $48 play. Could not find a single here on this late pick 5. Race 4, I used the 4. I have the 6 on top, Senior Investment, but the 4 Hansen's going to be tough. Race 5, I have the 7 on top there, Brooks Robinson, 10-pound bug rider though. The 6, Day the Music Died, going to be tough. The 3 Phase gets McCarthy coming off the layoff, first off the claim for an out-of-town outfit. So the 3 Phase is interesting there in race 5. I go 7, 9 in race 6. The 9's my top pick there, Shikor. Race 7 is an interesting open, 8,000 going 5.5. I have a price play on top there. The 5, La Maquina Greaves, has won 2 in a row. Stepping up, though, for Wayne Potts. You have a big dropper in this race who I don't use. The 8, It's the Journey, could win this race for fun if he's ready to roll. I didn't use him. I used the 7, Midnight Cry, first off the claim for Claudio. And then race 8, another nice upper level, second level allowance condition going 7 furlongs. The 6, Fort Fortitude's going to be the favored, but the 3, Cerulean Springs, and the 9, Charging Storms, they're a major threat in the final strides. And you have the 1, Follow the Dog, a stakes winner here at Laurel Park, has to overcome the 1 hole going 7 furlongs, but a sharp winner last out. First start in the Schoenthal barn last out for Follow the Dog. So I go 4 deep there in race 8.
You're seeing how good of a bet this late pick 5 is. It is really tough, but man, I think you're going to get rewarded today with a nice payout. So don't be scared. Step in, grab a friend if you need to. 12% industry low takeout, 50-cent minimum bet. The late pick 5 looks like it could pay real strong today.
All right, well, let's take a look at race 4. It's our feature of the day. Third level allowance, optional 50, going 2 turns. My best bet of the day, the 6, Senior Investment, coming off a lifetime best buyer speed figure, almost a lifetime best. Ran a 95 buyer early January. Let's show you that race up at Parks in Philadelphia, going 2 turns, upper level allowance. He's 11-1 in this race. He's the 3 horse on the inside going around the far turn.
Yeah, Naomi, did you watch this one or no? Did you see this?
I did. I thought he was traveling well there, but then I remember going into the straight that he was a bit sort of changing leads, or not changing leads, he was just a bit all over the place, which in a way I feel that could be an upgrade if he gets a bit of a better trip here today.
Yeah.
But he did save ground. He was in the box seat there, so you're kind of already in an ideal position. But if he gets an even better trip today, that's what I was talking about there. He just gets switched to the outside, and that costs them a lot of energy. And that really means that sometimes they kind of have to restart again and get going again. And he did do that and then come home and sort of pick off the other ones on the rail, but he could not catch the winner.
Yeah, the winner is a good horse, though. Wait for it. And he had the clean trip. You just talked about Senior Investment was stalled pretty much from the 3/8 and really had to tap the brakes pretty hard there at the quarter pole. I like the effort late. Wait for it's a good horse. It's a key horse. Ran a 95 in the Soterra Penn National not too long ago. Was close in the Pimlico Special. I went back and saw that horse. So
Made almost 600,000.
Yeah, but this horse, Senior Investment, keys up against the right kind. I'm going to use him. I know Scott's been a while. You know, he's not winning a lot of races here in Maryland, but I'm sure he'll get back and get on a roll. So Jaffazo is going to be my price play in here. 8-1 morning line. You've got the scratch of the 7 bonus points. This price is going to come down. I think going back at it, I probably had him lined a little too high as well. Lacey Gaudet first off the claim. This is a stat that we're going to show you that really kind of caught my eye. The last 3 years on dirt, 6 for 21. That's 28% first off the claim and back within 31 to 60 days. ROI, look at that, 432. That's really good. Musical America came back to run a big number in New York. This horse has been caught wide. I think it's going to be able to just drop inside going 2 turns today and move up, matriculate up to the leaders, top of the stretch. And I think we're going to have a really good grinded out finish in race 4, this 3 other than.
All right, so I have Senior Investment, the 6-year-old, with the biggest. Look at the earnings in this race. Everybody with the 1 Isotherm's an old back class. He's made over $500,000. Everybody with 6 figures next to their resume here. So the 6 I have on top. Naomi, you have the 4 on top. Hans Sense for Kelly Breen, Trevor McCarthy. This horse been running against some tough customers.
Well, that's exactly the case. When you're coming from Aqueduct and going down here, it is very competitive racing. I really liked the pace. He was right on the pace there in his last race. I think that was a really strong pace. And when they still sort of continue from that, I'm looking at speed figures here of 133, 135, closing into 111. So he kept that speed on. And I think that really shows the class of a horse. So that's the reason I used him on top here. He's been working at Belmont Park. And Caddy Brinoff Alea was 25 win percent, 48% in the money. I mean, do you not want to use that?
So he'll be tough. You have the 3 on top here. Jafaza with the stat first off the claim for Lacey that you showed you. All right, so a nice monster upper level allowance feature to kick off the late pick 5. Let's get a quick commercial break. Keith likes the late pick 4. That starts in race 5. We'll check it out right after this.
Run Happy is simply super. He polishes off an outstanding campaign with a dominant victory in the Malibu.
No medication, no problem. Run Happy, standing at Claiborne Farm.
Following it.
All right, welcome back. Late pick 4 starts in race 5 today. Nice allowance race going 6 furlongs. Keith, you have a ticket. Let's check it out.
Yeah, let's look at it real quick. I know we're rolling here. 3-7 to get you started. 3 Phase and Brooks Robinson. It's going to be his race on the front end to probably lose. 6 race 2 and 9. Splendor Gal and Shikor. This is a $24 ticket. My original ticket was like $48, so add on where you like. 7th race, 3, 4, 7, 8, and wrap it up with the 168. And that 2 other than is another toughie in the last $24. Follow the Dog is a little bit of a user. I think he will be about 5 to 1. Sanavi, my top selection in there. The shipper from Parks. Let's take a look at the 5th real quick.
All right, here we go. Nice first level Maryland bred allowance for 4 and up, going 6 furlongs to 7. Brooks Robinson's going to be your favorite. 8 to 5 morning line. Get 10 pounds off with Charlie Marquez. Only has to carry 113. A sharp win. 2 back at Penn National. Good third here at Laurel Park early January at this level on a muddy track going 6.5. So now a fast track. Gets a half a furlong less today. So Brooks Robinson with that speed on the outside, I think is going to get a dream trip with the 113 on him, Keith.
Okay, yeah, I think once again it's going to be his race to lose on the front. I think he is the speed of the speed. You can never tell. It's quick. I don't know if he wants to get engaged in a duel. Maybe he'll sacrifice himself and try to clear the 5 horse. But Brooks Robinson, we talked about last time, 16th of a mile. That extra last time at 6.5 might have been a little too much. Backs to 6. He might be life and death to hold on. I think 3 Phase can rally. Let's take a look, too, real quick. Naomi's top pick, Day the Music Died. Take a look at that video spotlight in that 16,000. 3 in life, making a little jump up in class today still. But a couple moves this day. Speed rated back and came again. I'll let you talk.
Yeah, it was on the outside there, and he joined, and then he sort of cleared away, which I thought was really, really impressive. It was comfortable, and this is on not very good ground, so the fast ground here will suit him even better. I think that gives him a chance to really use that closing kick, and I'm always quite impressed with, when it comes to dirt racing, horses still having a really good closing kick. That's not something you see that often, especially if they had a hard race with hard fractions beforehand.
Yeah, and you saw that. He just kind of ran through the wire, spites down, or distorted humor in the breeding there. We talked about maybe he might really kind of like the off track. He's fine on a fast track. And he really didn't get asked about the 8th pole when you really look at it. He kind of put away the other speed easily into the turn and dominant and warrants the race here today into the state bred allowance.
All right, it's a nice allowance race there to kick off the late pick 4. Race 6 is a beaten nickel going 6 furlongs, claiming 5,000 filly mares. Haven't won a race in 6 months, never won 4. I go with the 9 on top here. Shikor is going to be one of your favorites for Hugh McMahon. She's awfully tough at this level. 6-time winner here at Laurel Park. Last July, she had a big win against Beaten Nickel Company, and she's running against tougher company. She dropped in for the Open Nickel. That was late January. She ran an okay 4th that day as the beaten favorite. That was against Open Nickel. This is a Beaten Nickel spot today. Much easier spot for the 9 Shikor.
Well, I thought she was good, but not good enough to put on top. I was looking at that last race here at Laurel, fast fractions, but she wasn't there. So in a way, if their fractions are fast and they're not finishing in the top 3, not that impressive in my opinion.
Well, that was against a nickel starter, so she gets a class relief today. Both Keith and Naomi have the 2 on top here. Splendor Gal for Mark Reed with the Bug Avery Wisman aboard.
I do agree with you, though, Naomi. She, of course, should have made a little bit of run into there. She just came up dead empty, top of the stretch. She was bet that day. Now they're right back to the nickel condition. I mean, yeah, if she brings her A game, she's going to beat this field. But at the price that she's going to be one of your shorter prices, probably the favorite in here. I go to the 2 Splendor Gal. Yeah, on the go back, she's been beaten by a couple of these. But as a back dirt number that works, she was against the bias last time out, second off of a layoff, is a good angle here for Mark Reed. I think she makes a run for mid-pack, sustains a little bit better today.
The 7, we all use the 7 here, Flirtation Walk from the John Salzman Jr. barn. Stumbled in the rider, came off January 17th, but the filly's okay. She's by outflanker. Riaz back aboard. She has speed on the outside, so she'll be part of the early pace. Flirtation Walk might get a real nice trip in this spot.
Yeah, I want to see her try to carry it 6. Can she make a move into it? There's some other speed types in here, some questionable speed types. I'm looking for that horse to maybe sit 3 or 4 out of it around the turn and close in to get the money.
All right, let's turn the page here. Race 7 is going to kick off the late daily double, claiming 8,000 wide open. No conditions here. 4 and up, going 5.5 furlong scratch. The 2 Sir Brahms, who is 5-1. Also take out the 6 High to Candy, who is 8-1. So the my price here on the 5 La Maquina Grease, my top pick, 6-1 morning line with the 2 scratches, probably going to be around 4-1, 9-2. But I think this horse, by the factors, going in the right direction. You have a big dropper in this race, but the 5's going in the right direction. Couple nice wins at the $5,000 level. Now steps up here, Ricardo Chappie, to ride for Wayne Potts. So, Naomi, you like the 5 here as well.
I did, indeed looking for a 3rd win in a row. Especially that last race, she was close to a fast pace and then continued. And the race before that as well, posting really nice buyers. And that's exactly what I want to see in a horse. So I liked her.
Yeah, I want to see her kind of show that on a fast track. She had that muddy sealed surface. She sat off the duel. She might get it again. Swing step with speed inside. I go to the 7. Midnight Cry with High to Candy, one of the other speed types out. First time Claudio on the engine moves up, can get back to one of those 70 nut buyer figures. I think is going to be really, really tough on the front. And it's the journey, the real question mark. A nosedive here for Mike Trombetta. He doesn't in the past. It's not a real good percentage for him on these 50% droppers in the claiming price. But an excuse at Penn, anything close to 2 or 3 back try, this horse will run into it and get it done. But, man, awfully suspicious drop for an old back class kind of horse. It's the journey.
Yeah, sure. This horse was 3rd in the Grade 3 General George back in 2018. So the drop could wake him right up. I didn't use him. The 25 length beat last out at Penn National. I know he had an excuse up there, and this is home track here. He's a 5-time winner here at Laurel. He could gallop, but he could win this on back class alone. But I didn't use the 8, but he'll be one of the favorites in race 7. Let's get to race 8. Race 8 is one of our features of the day to wrap up all the action. It's also Quinella time in race 8 with that low 10% takeout. Last live race every racing day. We have the Quinella. Race 8, we're going 7 furlongs, second level allowance condition, optional claiming 35,000 4-year-olds and upward. I go with the 6 on top here. Let's start there. Fort Fortitude. We have a video spotlight of his last win December 20th here at Laurel Park at this 2 other than level. All right, Fort Fortitude's the 7 in this race, and you have Charge and Storm and Cerulean Springs, who are also going to finish in the money in this race. So all these horses back in this spot today, Keith.
Yeah, and Confessor, a real rematch, I guess you could call it, off of this December 20th race. And Fort Fortitude, I didn't see this coming. This horse forced the issue. I didn't think he was going to be able to sustain, but, man, he was game as you can get. The final 3/16 of a mile, surrounded once they hit the top of the stretch. He just wasn't going to give it up with Trevor McCarthy. Yet some other horses encounter a little bit of trouble in her. Charge and Storm was going to go ahead and make a rally in between horses, and even Cerulean Springs dives down inside to split horses late. Good horse race there. We've got another good one on tap to end this racing card, man. This is a really, really good horse race.
All right, so I go with Fort Fortitude on top, back at a winning level. You have him on top as well.
I have him on top as well, very much like that second last race at Laurel here, and especially when horses get in a bit tight and still continue to rally. That's exactly what you want to see. They're herd animals, so if they decide to go for you and respond to that jockey and make it work for you, that's what you want to see in a racehorse.
Absolutely, and give a little excuse last time. That was a real high quality 3 other than with one more great time. 3's Overduces. Taco Supreme was up a little closer on that muddy sealed surface. has won on the mud before, but just didn't have it that day. Maybe came down off of that really tough effort that he gave on the 20th. Do we have the video of the 8 real quick? We'll run it, and then we'll wrap this thing up. Sanavi comes in for a trainer. Mary Padishaw, the last 90 days has been on a roll. Now, Sanavi, once again, gets some pace flow, some help up front. Foreman. You like that, right? Hey, Jabberjaw dueling on the front end. And this horse is going to be able to kind of work between horses coming to the 8th pole is Sanavi, and wins going away by a length and a quarter. Back numbers work. 7/8 of a mile. The only try gets it done. I tell you, a lot of heart and results coming to that spot, right? Naomi, what do you think?
Well, that was what I was just talking about before as well. He showed the same thing and noted the jockey started to scrub him, basically ride him from about 3/8 out. So he really actually responded from a long way out. Also, good efforts of the jockey as well. But I think if a horse is willing to respond, he's done that very well. And especially, he's a lemon drop kid, and now I've been very fortunate to break in a lot of 2-year-olds by lemon drop kid. They're very tough, and he really showed that here today as well.
Oh, he wanted to fight you right then, and it wasn't going to bother him. Looked like even maybe a little bit of bumping going on in that tight spot past the 8th pole. Yeah, I'm going to use Sanavi. It's fine. You don't know a lot about the barn, but going down and look at the stats on the form stand, they work for me.
I didn't get to the horse. It looks impressive when a horse overcomes trouble and gets bumped around and knocked around and wins, but you have to wonder how the horse come out of the race, and we haven't seen the horse since November 16th, so maybe that bump at the 8th pole took a little something out of him. They had to freshen him up a little bit, so we'll see if he's ready coming down here off a little freshening. I'm a big fan of Lemon Drop Kid, so I probably knocked him right into the winner's circle there. All right, so nice 2 other than allowance feature in race 8 to wrap up our big 8-race card today. Nice carryover in that pick 6, a little shy of 3,000. That starts in race 3. Dave Robbins coming up next with today's scratches and changes. Good luck.